Time it worked. Hello, guys. Welcome to Daddy and the Don. Second live show ever, and literally in the space of an hour, I'm back. This time I was able to do the intro properly. I'm still learning, so hopefully I learn more and more. We're back again. This time I'm with Jay. We're here to preview Brentford versus Aston Villa this weekend. I think it's 2:00 Sunday. Hi, Jay. How are you? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Just obviously, just to the stream, Liverpool, Chelsea versus Liverpool with Maka and Hanif making his debut for the show. So anyone who didn't see that, please, after this show, go and have a look. It was really good chat with both of them, both very opinionated, and enjoyed it, and hopefully getting both back on. But we're now back to Brentford. Brentford is basically the reason why this channel still goes. Everyone seems to watch Brentford videos. We have some really good pundits, obviously Jay, one of them. So Jay, first question for you, buddy. How would you rate this season out of 10 so far? And will you stay up?
It's a tough one, isn't it, I suppose, to rate your season, because when you've lost to Norwich, Brighton, and Burnley, you would beat before the beginning of the season, but then we've got results against better teams. So if you look at the table and don't look at the results that we've had, like double the amount of points away from the drop zone, 14th or something we are at the moment, 13th or 14th, in and around there. So yeah, out of a season, and would you want to stay up? I think we've had a 10 out of 10. We've probably had a few games where we've had halves where we dipped, so it's probably like an 8 or something like that. And do I think we're going to stay up? Yeah, I just think like Norwich, Norwich, Newcastle, and Burnley, maybe Watford, because they do just get hammered, don't they, when they lose? It's a proper hammering. It's not just a loss. I just don't think any of them are good enough. I think people talk about getting like a run of games together, like getting a run of wins together. It just doesn't happen in the Prem. Like, I think you have to be consistent in your performances, and then if you get results out of that, for the lower clubs anyway, if you get results out of that, then happy fucking days. If you don't, then it's going to be a long slog. I think it's more relevant for the teams at the top of the table who are just better at football. And I don't want to put down the lower teams, but it's a fact, isn't it? You pay more money, you get better players. So yeah, I think we'll stay up. I think there's worse teams than us, but I don't think that's the only reason we'll stay up. I think we stay up because we've got a winning mentality.
Yeah, so obviously with Brentford, it's very simple. 20 points, I believe 5 wins this season. So if you can get another 5 wins and maybe another 5 draws, that's 40 points, and that's realistically staying up. Do you see it like that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't see that not happening. We'll see what January brings in terms of players coming in, players getting a bit of fitness back. I heard Aya's not far away, so probably middle of January till we see a fully fit Aya again. But I think we have to necessarily rush that either. So we've got some defensive options coming back. I think if you look at the team against City in the midfield, those 5 players, like, they wouldn't be the ones that you'd pick to start if everyone was fit and not suspended, like Norgard was. So yeah, where you gone? Sort your internet out, mate. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm back now. I'm back. I was listening. I was just checking something. So a lot of people are downbeat at times. You know, I'm not singling out anyone here, but some of the people who've been on the show can come across negative, but they're realistic. What's your view on that? Are you always thinking be as positive as possible, or you understand why people would be negative?
Everyone wants to win, don't they? I think that's a basic human, like, competitive instinct, is you want to win every game and you want to play your best all the time. And I think realism just comes with, we're not going to win every game like we expected to in the Championship, and people got very frustrated. So that's kind of leaned over, and they kind of, like I say, when we haven't got results against teams that the fans expect us to get results against, like, it's not the Championship where we're playing where everyone's like, oh, Norwich get hammered by everyone. Well, we ain't everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
you're Brentford. That's no disrespect. There's no disrespect.
Yeah.
You're a good side, but there's at least probably 15 sides better than you, and that's just reality.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I do think fans get frustrated, but like some people see every game and they sometimes lose a bit of faith. But that's what happens in this league. You're gonna go 6, 7 games without winning, and I think that happens.
Yeah,
It's just part of life. Some fans get it, and some fans are quite deluded where they go, "Well, we should be beating Norwich." Well, Norwich are not a shit side. They're
yeah,
just
yeah,
shit
yeah,
compared to someone like Arsenal in the top six, and even someone like West Ham.
yeah. People last year, the people didn't have those opinions when we went to Norwich, or Watford. Need to start scoring. We've scored a lot of goals. 10 different goal scorers at
Yeah.
home. Like, that's actually a massive achievement when you think about it. When teams like Brighton are ahead above us, and Trossard and Mulpai literally get all their goals. Like, I
Mm.
think three other players have scored one goal. Like, it's about long-term sustainability, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's the club's aim, is to sustainably be in the Prem and not hold on to players and bring new ones in. So we'll see. It's
All right.
like I say, last year fans weren't going, Norwich is an easy win, Watford is an easy
Well,
win,
last year Norwich was the hardest game of them all.
exactly,
So I think
exactly.
people just base it on how they get on, but they're in the Prem for a reason. Even though they
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
shit, they can still get a result, and they did that against you.
The
But me
teams that
personally,
the
yeah.
teams that are hammering, and the Man City, who's the best fucking team in the
Well,
world.
Man
Do
City
you know
will
what I
hammer
mean?
everyone, you know.
Yeah.
Even though you only lost 1-0, they were always in control of that game, apart from the
Yeah, for
first
sure.
15 minutes.
Yeah. We had a few
Um,
bright spells, but yeah.
yeah, but you never looked like scoring in the second half. Let's be
Mm-mm.
honest.
No, 100% not.
Played
No,
well,
100%.
great
Yeah.
performance, and you'll take away from that. You just lost 1-0 to the best team in the world, in theory.
Yeah. And like I said before, I just didn't want the goal difference to take a hammering, and it
Yeah,
didn't. I think that was the
and
main
that's
aim of
it.
the game. Yeah, not fucking take 7-0 and then be on -11 or something. I think we're on -3 or 4. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? That is fucking unbelievable for a club
it's
our
a
size and our budget.
yeah
Unbelievable.
free hit, and you didn't concede much.
Yeah.
So, how many players would you bring in the transfer window, and at what positions?
It's we always want to bring more players in. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, we got. And it's clear that club are willing to spend, because they did spend a fair amount of money, but not on young players that they can resell in the summer. So we just signed a goalkeeper today on loan, so I think that's an interesting one. That's either for one or two reasons: is they're not happy with Alvaro, or Raya's going to be out longer than we thought. And I saw on Raya's story on Insta that he was hopping around on his bad leg. So I think it may be the former, and they're not necessarily 100% happy with Alvaro. And I think he's got a bit of a harsh stick from fans at times. But do you know what I mean? We ain't dropped down significantly since he's been in goal. Do you know what I mean? And you can't really blame that many for him. So, so we brought a goalkeeper in. Realistically, Pontus is going to need replacing, because he won't get a contract past the summer. Maybe they'll give him a 1 year extension, but I think he wants to go back to Malmo, and play out his days there. He's had his year in the Prem. I can't see him going to another team, to be honest. But who knows? It's fucking football, isn't it? So I think we need a centre back. The thing we're missing the most is like
A number 10 for me.
It's Josh De Silva. It's basically
Yeah,
Josh De Silva,
but he's
but
a
we need
number 10. He
yeah.
can.
He can play in that hole and let Vitali and Norgard hold, because at the moment Tony's dropping deep and doing that role, whereas actually we need to leave Tony up top and give Tony the opportunities that Brian's
Yeah,
been getting, because Tony will put them away.
we'll,
Like
we'll, we'll, we'll get to Tony. We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just in terms of signings. So like, we need a number 10, but we got Josh. So it's a tough one, isn't it? Is how long do we wait for Josh to come back and keep saying we've got him in the pipeline? So yeah, I think there's 4 or 5 signings that the club will make if we can get them. I think we were very close to getting that Vanderson from Gremio, but he went to Monaco. Which is a strange one for me, because he said he wants to win trophies, and I don't think fucking Monaco win anything. You just live in the luxury, and it's not like he was going to come to Burnley or anyone and live in a shithole. He's coming to Kew Bridge and going to live in a penthouse. Do you know what I mean? On the River Thames, like what more can you want? Like, West London is plush. Like,
Yeah.
you can't put players off like that.
Well,
So
not all West London, but that place isn't too bad, I guess.
yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, so we were close to getting a right wing back. So yeah, three or four as a minimum, and I think we might even push the 5, depending if they come to us, because it's obviously a significantly harder task getting players to come, even though you are in the Prem. we haven't done ourselves any favours, any bad things by money obviously, but I mean by being clear of the drop zone. It's not like Newcastle where they're like, oh, we'll just buy everyone. Well, you're fucking bottom of the league.
No one's going to want to go
you?
there
Yeah,
unless
yeah,
you
yeah.
fucking offer them 150.
Exactly. So we're in a position where players can go, do you know what? They're going to be in a Prem. They potentially could be in a Prem for another year, and this is a good stepping stone for us. And I think if you look at the Prem, it is littered with players that have used Brentford as a stepping stone. We've given them the opportunity to kind of go and play and be the player that they are, but still do that in a structured way. Like Ivan, for example, like at Peterborough, they were like, just go and score us goals. Whereas with us, we're like, you need to defend as well. And fucking hell, does he defend? Like, probably one of the best defenders in the league. And if that sounds stupid, do you know what I mean?
Any other positions? Anyone else? Any player in particular that you want to bring in?
Not really, like because the club just signed the random players. Do you know what I mean? Like we're not gonna, like I said about Brighton earlier, we're not gonna go and spend big money on Welbeck's wages or someone that's proven to be in the Prem. I think like Aaron Lennon scored for Burnley last night, and you're thinking he's not going to be on £0, is he? And really, just because he's got experience, what does that mean? So there's no one that I can see coming that or I've heard of. Do you know what I mean? In the gossips, in the newspapers and that. So in particular, don't know.
I'm just going to cut you there because we might have a guest that we're going to add on to the show. Let's hope he comes on. I don't know. I'm going to add him. It's Dougie. Dougie, you there? No, he's not there. I'll just bring him off in a minute.
Technology, eh?
He's not there at the moment. So there he is.
Up with the technology, don't worry.
Hello, Doug. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you coming on.
Am I the only one?
No, yeah, there's three of us. There's me, you, and Jay. So thanks for coming on. So I don't know if you've been watching. We've started so far about obviously how the season's gone. So very briefly, Dougie, I'll just ask you just very briefly. How would you rate the season out of 10, and will you stay up?
Well, I'd probably rate this season so far as 7 out of 10, and that's probably because we're about where we would like to think we're going to finish. If we finish 14th, that's great, but it's still a long way to go. Still got 20 games to go. A lot of points to lose, a lot of points to win, hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see.
And just very brief.
Go on.
Carry on.
I was just about to say, I've only just joined it, and I heard Jay say about players coming and going. I was talking to somebody the other night, and I think there could be probably 4 coming in. I don't know, I don't know this for definite. That's just what I'm surmising. I think the 4 people are coming. One, obviously, a goalkeeper arriving today, maybe just another 3. But I think if we're going to have those other new players, we've got to move some of the squad players out so they got space in the squad.
It's an interesting one because coming from the Championship, there's a few players that Zamburek, for example, he was getting a few minutes in the Championship, and then we come up and he's not a Prem player, so he's dropped back down to. I don't think he's even playing for the under-23s, is he? So, like you say, players like that, we kind of just need to go like, you were good enough for in the Championship, but now like we've taken a step above you. And even Thomas Frank said Marcus Forss. It's a shame because in the Championship he would have been our main striker if we'd stayed there and Tony had gone. Though he wouldn't have brought anyone, we would have stuck with Marcus. But now we've gone up. He's had to sit on the bench, and he looked very frustrated the other night at Man City when he didn't come on and Bidstruck was going on. I saw he looks a bit frustrated, but
that's a good point. And in one of the Championship matches that were on the telly the other night, I think it was the West Brom game, they were actually talking about Forss being a likely target for West Brom.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of.
And he would do well there because it's Championship.
Definitely.
Okay, next question, guys. I'll start with you, Dougie. We're going to just briefly talk a few questions about the opposition. So the opposition, what threats do Aston Villa bring, Doug?
Well, the obvious one is Ollie up front, and I think if McGinn is fit, I think he's a good player in midfield for them. At the back, I know Tyrone Mings. I've seen him often enough for England, and I don't think he's as good as what his stature is in the game.
Yep.
I think Konsa makes him look good. They're a good, decent side. We do have a good record against them. I don't know. Every game is different, and we seem to approach every game differently. You know, Brentford was so poor in the latter stages of the first half on Sunday night, and yet for the 90 minutes against Man City, we actually, you know, we battled long and hard, and we were unlucky, I thought, not to get something out of the game. You know, but the Villa. Well, I don't know. If we approach the game in the same way as we did against Man City, and with Norgard coming back as well, it should strengthen the team. I think we should still be okay. We'll do well.
What do you reckon, Jay, for Aston Villa?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as Dougie, to be honest. Like, defensively, I don't rate Mings, and personally, I don't like Konsa's okay with his feet, but I think positionally he can get found out a little bit. So I think down the middle, centre backs wise, they're a bit weak, but going forward, they're a massive threat. Brendia always scores against us. We're never clever to him, and he's got a wicked shot on him every time he scores. So, like I say, Ollie is a massive hero at our club. So it'll be good to see Ollie back. I think that's probably one of the most things I'm looking forward to. Is
exactly. It could be the case of if Ollie scores. And if he celebrates, I think Brentford fans will excuse him of that. He's so loved. The same with Ben Rama. If he was when we play West Ham coming up, if he scores against us, I think it'll be well accepted.
Yeah. Even Mope the other night, I respect the guy so much. Like he's never once wanted to celebrate against us, even when they beat us at home in the last minute.
Well,
he didn't.
He
didn't.
Yeah, he made a nice comment as well. Actually, he said after the game,
Yeah.
Brentford were the team that picked him up after no one did. So he's always remembered them. So that's nice. Just moving on again, very briefly about the opposition. Brief word. I'll start with you, Jay. How would you rate Stevie G's start for Villa?
Yeah, flying, isn't it? Yeah, they're doing well. I don't think Villa were ever necessarily that bad. Again, we have experience of Dean Smith, and I think he got a bit lucky with Grealish last year because, like I said, right at the beginning of the season, when an Aston Villa fan didn't agree with me, I think defensively he was always a bit poor because Frank didn't really take over and rebuild this defence. Obviously, Janssen came in, but he did have Konsa and Tarkowski, who were playing Premiership football now. Do you know what I mean? So, two massive centre backs. I don't think Villa have ever been that poor. I think Stevie G's just got the best out of them. I think he did really well at Rangers, kind of dominated that league, to be honest.
But I could dominate that league.
But it's a right farmers league, and Warburton did well up there. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's not no disrespect to Warburton because he did amazing things for us. But I think some of the players we had at the time, Pritchard, well, what a player he was for us, and we just had a gorgeous team then. Like we couldn't defend for toffee, but going forward, we were just probably the best I've ever seen us. Really, the most exciting as well.
Doug, Stevie G's start for Villa.
Yeah, I think they would, without the problems that COVID has caused. I think they would have done even better, maybe. Their results are in and out, and they probably suffered a little bit through injuries as well, unavailabilities. They've had a couple of red cards as well recently, haven't they? I think Konsa was one of them, wasn't he? And they're always going to be sort of mid-table, maybe a little bit above. They're on their day, they're going to be a handful.
Agreed.
Okay. I was going to say, and with Gerrard in charge, I think he as Jay was, I think, alluding to, Dean Smith probably got them as far as he possibly could, and the change was necessary. So Gerrard coming in, he's kicked on a little bit, but stalled. I think just through everybody's being affected by the COVID. Yeah.
Okay. Back to the Bees. I'll start with you, Jay. What do you expect the formation and the lineup to be?
3-5-2, isn't it? It's pretty easy.
Change.
No, he doesn't really at the moment. I think because he was talking about it before Wissa got injured, that he wanted Wissa, Brian, and Tony up top. So hopefully we can go to a 4-3-3 at some point. But like I said, I think if we get that proper number 10, we can still have a 3-2, 3-2. Do you know what I mean? Where we still got the wing backs and we've still got 3 centre backs, and we can let Norgard and Vitali sit, and we've got a proper number 10. But at the moment, we don't really have that. So yeah, standard formation, isn't it? 3-5-2.
Anything you want to add there, Doug?
Absolutely, with Jay there, a 3-5-2 seems to be the preferred way. The only change I can see is with Norgard coming back in. Probably Onyeka started on the other night, didn't he?
Yeah, but I thought Onyeka played really well against City.
He did, yeah, really well, really well.
So I think that would be the only likely change. Again, yeah, Sergi will start from the bench. I think Roslev is a better defender, isn't he? So he's going to be. He can do just as well going forward as Sergi can at times. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Sergi started up top with Tony, though.
That's a good possibility, Graham. I'd take that. That's presuming Brian is still unavailable. We don't know, obviously, with the situation with Rico either. There could be a couple of changes. Brentford always play their cards close to their chest, don't they? They never let on with who's suspended, who's ill, or whatever. Just it keeps everybody guessing, keeps you gainfully employed, Graham, with these chat shows.
Exactly.
Everybody expressing an opinion.
Just a few shout outs. Munzi, keep the great work up. Thanks, Munzi. Appreciate that. Paul, sorry. Munzi, yes, lads. Ella, this is for you, Jay, I believe. What do you think our stats in the amount of time we've hit the post? I know you love a stat. Do you know that, Jay?
It's just Brian, isn't it? Brian's done it 9 times. No one else. If Brian stuck them all in, he'd be off to a top 4 club, wouldn't he? Top scorer with Salah.
Ace Jordan, keep the great work up. Shout out Gray. I don't know who this person is. Laura Waller, I don't know who that is. Sergi needs a chance to shine up top. Of course, you would say that. Ella Waller Hunt, all right, Grandad. I didn't know you were a Grandad, Jay. We need to start scoring. We'll go to the next question. I really want to in-depth about this because this is one thing that has frustrated me about Brentford. And here's the question. I'll start with you, Doug. Is Ivan playing too deep?
No, he he helps out. You know, I believe that Brentford allow him to do whatever he wants to do in a game. If he doesn't feel he's getting anything up front, then he will drop back to help link up play, and he does that to lay it on to whoever's playing beside him, Brian, for instance, and then he'll join in the attack. So, as far as I'm concerned, Ivan Toney can do what he likes. You know, he can play in goal if he likes.
But wouldn't you say? I saw a game. I know you were there, and I know that. But I saw a chance against City where we sort of had him on the. There was an opportunity. There was a break, and he was near Frank, and we had 3-on-3, and he was nowhere to be found. And there was a ball winning the box. Yeah. He's the quality player. He needs to sometimes just think about. Hang on, anticipate it, get in the box. For me, I understand why he plays deep. He helps the team, but sometimes I think he just needs to be a bit of a lazy player. The
thing is, though, Graham, it's what he's told to do as well. You know, if the manager says, listen, I want you to drop back and help link up the play, then that's what he's going to do. And he does a great job with it. But
no doubt, I can't disagree with you, but his strongest point for me is scoring goals. And if he's in that 6-yard box, he's going to score goals. He did that in the championship. And we can all say there's a different level, but he'll still score the goals whatever level he's in because he's good enough for me.
Yeah. So similarly, if he was told to just stay up front, don't come back,
he would.
He would do that, but he doesn't. You know, he's our best defender from set pieces, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's vital for the team.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know he's so vital. Jay, what do you think about this then?
I think it's what Dougie said around if Ivan thinks that's what he needs to do, that's what he needs to do. But I don't want to keep banging on about it, but it's because we miss a number 10 to let him play on that back foot. Do you know what I mean? Like we're missing that link up, and he's having to do that because no one else is doing it. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but like we just don't have that quality right in that area of the pitch. Like going down the wings is fine with Rico. I think he's been on fire this year, playing really well. And I think Sergi has added as well. What's he got? 3 goals, 2 assists. I think that's pretty good for someone who ain't a right wing back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's actually a little bit better having Sergi there, to be honest, because I think up top, if he doesn't have a good game, he doesn't have a good game. And do you know what I mean? Whereas like when he's in that right wing back role, it's not vital for him to necessarily have a good game because we've got other people up there. So yeah, is Ivan playing too deep? Like I say, I don't mind it. I think his link up play is good.
Yeah.
Obviously I want to see him score more goals, but what's he on 5?
Yeah. I think also you're saying, Jay, I said that I feel that we probably need 4 players, and one of them is that midfield player who can pick up the ball and take it forward.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't have anybody that really can do that.
Yeah. People are talking about Baptiste, but I haven't seen it from him yet. Like he's an average player. Like does his job, but I haven't seen him go forward with it. He seems to be a bit sidewaysy or a bit back, and I don't think that's the role that he's been asked to do. To be honest, I think he's a little bit nervous and needs to.
I mean, he ain't played, has he, at all? You know, he's probably got about a dozen games for Brentford now in 2 years.
Yeah.
Through injuries and whatever, and I think he's done really well to get fit again and get straight in the team. You know, he hasn't. There was no sort of in between. You know, he wasn't really featuring for the B team where he could have had some games just to get match fit. He was straight into the team. You know.
That's an interesting. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. So again, this is very briefly, and I'm doing this as a bit of a joke. This is literally. I know he's injured. So I'll start with you, Doug. Charlie Good. What do you reckon?
But again, he got himself fit and he got himself in the team and he's played really well. And then all of a sudden, he's got injured again. So I think I've read somewhere it's a hamstring that is an ongoing issue. So I don't know how they're going to solve that. But
is he someone that you really miss? Is he someone that would start when everyone's fit, even if he did play well?
Oh, no, not at all. No, he's a squad player.
I watched him against Tottenham, and I actually thought he played really well against Tottenham. Especially, you're up against one of the best strikers in the world. Let's not make no mistake about it.
He's
Go on, Jay. I know you want to talk.
He's the same as Baptiste. He just hasn't had a lot of minutes because he just seems to be always fucking injured. Like last year, he was just injured the whole year.
He had an illness last year,
illness.
Didn't he?
Yeah, but again, like with the club being a bit hush hush and stuff, it was just a mystery illness. So it doesn't. It's just like to us, it's like, oh right, he's just not in the team again. It was just a needs must, didn't it? We just had no fit centre backs. Now Mads back. I quite like Mads Beck. I think he's going to be a really good player. I think we're a bit lopsided having 2 left footers and Jansen in the middle. I think Pinnock should be in the middle and Jansen on the right, but that's another question. But yeah, Charlie Good, he was a player for there and then. Like obviously, pissed me off with a penalty against Norwich, but look, it is what it is. Like we're the kids. We're gonna have a few learning teething problems on the way, and obviously he's so far down the pecking order. If everyone's fit, it's ridiculous. But no one was fit.
That's it. Yeah, he just took his opportunity. Unfortunately, he got himself injured again, and he's out of the picture. And he could be one of those that is sort of jetsons from the squad for the rest of the season. You know, to make way for an incoming loan player, because this injury is a couple of months apparently.
Oh really?
Well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got no chance. Bless him.
So you can't afford to have a player occupying a squad position if he ain't going to be fit for a while.
Yeah.
Just to go back on Laura's comment, would you put Sergi up top?
Why not? Why not try? If Brian's not available for Sunday, then why not?
Well, would you put him in front of Brian even if Brian was fit?
No.
Brian every day of the week.
Yeah.
Brian's got to sort his finishing out, though, isn't it? He's a quality player.
Yeah, absolutely. The chances that he's missed, it's cost us. We could be slightly better off. I wouldn't say it would make a massive difference, but we could be on maybe 26 points down instead of 20.
Fair enough.
I don't think any chances that he's missed have cost us matches in as such that we were maybe drawing and he missed a glorious opportunity and would have won the game. I don't think that's occurred.
The only time I can remember that was against Bournemouth in this first leg of the playoff, and you went on to win, so it didn't really matter. So
yeah, well, that's a different time now.
That's different. That's what's Championship? No one cares about that anymore. Just a few comments. I feel like a replacement for Aja while he's been injured. Well, I feel like he was a replacement. So he was, yeah, Charlie Good. I agree with that. A few comments from the Ace Jordan show. Great, pure grind. Shout out to all the sports community in here, supporting all the lads in other shows. Cheers, Ace Jordan. I'm sure you'll be on at some point on the channel. Thanks, mate, for the support. Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everyone who's commented on this video so far. So, next question, guys. I'll start with you, Jay. Where are the key battles? Where will the game be won and lost for both sides?
Yeah, we've already spoke about it. Ollie up top, can we look after his pace? And I think with Pinnock on the pitch, I think probably we can. I don't think Dom Thompson had a bad game the other day either, and he replaces what Rico does, like from corners. Even though we're all in the opposition box, he's the one on the edge of the box. So yeah, looking after Ollie. Like Dougie said, McGinn, if he plays, I think he's a really dangerous player down the middle. So we've got to win that midfield battle. But yeah, I think defensively, I think we can definitely hurt them. We can definitely hurt them.
Yeah, I tend to agree with those areas then, Jay, because one of the things we got to stop the opposition doing is running through the middle of our team. They tend to do that far too easily. And maybe even not. We did seem to be quite narrow against Chelsea in the cup match just recently, where it was Sergi and I think Jensen was sort of playing right midfield, and they didn't seem to come out wide enough to confront Alonso. And Alonso, the ball, 40-yard passes that Chelsea were able to do right to Alonso, and he was always troubling us. That again happened last Sunday at Brighton. Towards the end of the second half, they would just realise that they could knock long balls over our top, and they were so quick and then behind us, causing us problems all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
So if we can, if we can get back to that pressing game that we're supposed to be quite famous for from the start of the season, getting in the faces of the opposition, like we did the other night against Man City, we closed them down quite well. I thought, tried that, restricted them really from their chances, and they had to slow up their play. Normally, Man City are quite quick moving the ball around, but they got so far, and they realised that Brentford were there, defending in numbers, and they couldn't get past us.
Yeah, for sure.
Just another key battle. I'll start with you, Dougie. Do you reckon Tony versus Mings is a battle where Brentford can win?
Well, that would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Because there's a potential England forward. We the three of us have spoken about how good Tony is, and he, up until recently, when all the other England strikers were out for one reason or another, Tony was being talked about getting in the England squad. Now he's coming up against the current England centre half. Maybe he's got a chance to show exactly what he can do, and I think he's got a good opportunity there. If he gets the better of Mings, that would be a key area definitely for the game.
What do you reckon, Jay? Mings versus Tony?
Yeah. I don't see the competition, to be honest. I think Tony will have him. I think Tony will have him in his back pocket. I think he did in the first game as well, to be honest. So yeah.
Well, I was going to say I saw a post from Wolves the other day. Connor Cody's been outstanding. I remember that game against Wolves, and Tony ripped Connor Cody an arsehole.
Yeah.
Sorry for swearing. He did. He absolutely murdered him that game.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, just do it to Mings. I think that's an opportunity where you lot can get can definitely get a win. So before we go to the verdict and the score prediction, this one's for you, Jay. Go on, Jay. You love a stat. Tell me a stat. Come on, there must be one.
I don't know off the top of my head now. I think we've had it highlights our number 10 problem. We've had the least smart passes in the league So like through balls in the opposition final third and stuff like that. So I think, but
Really?
also I think we score goals as well. So we use the whole stat approach of make dead ball situations count. I listened to Rasmus, and apparently there's a higher percentage of goals scored from long throws than corners, which is why we constantly do long throws, because the percentages are there to say that you're more likely to get a goal scoring opportunity from that. And then there's another stat that actually
He loves the stat.
It reminds me kind of Arsenal, but they break the penalty area up into sections. So we very rarely actually shoot from outside the box anymore. We only shoot from areas with inside the box because, again, your XG is reflected in that because it's a higher goal scoring opportunity. So it's a little stat for you to look out from us.
Oh.
Thank you, Jay. Laura, Tony will have Mings in his back pocket. I think we all agree there. I do think Mings is the most overrated centre-back in the league. Okay, so I'll start with you, Jay. The verdict and score prediction. So how do you see the game going? And what's your score prediction, mate?
I don't know anymore. I can't pick a score, right? Can I?
Well, come on.
No. I think it's always a hope, isn't it? Look, we're at home. It's one of those games where we got the draw at theirs, but it was kind of unlucky because, again, Wendy has hit a spanker. Yeah, I think we can win it, and I can't see us conceding, but look, you never know. So I think we're going to go for a 2-0.
And how do you think we'll play? Do you obviously I'm an Arsenal fan. How do you think you'll play?
Showing your allegiances there.
Yeah. How do you think you'll play, Jay?
We'll go for it. Yeah, we'll go for it. We'll defend strong, but I think they'll go for it.
Fair enough. Dougie, how do you think you play? Verdict and score prediction?
Yeah, well, hopefully the crowd will be with the team like they were the other night against Man City, because the atmosphere inside the stadium was unbelievable. There does seem to be a big difference between Brentford playing in daylight and playing in darkness, or or a floodlight game. You can't play darkness; you won't see each other, of course. But the inhibitions of the fans seem to just disappear when we're playing floodlight football for some reason. So if the fans can just think, get behind the team, don't sit on your hands and wait for something to happen. Make it happen by getting behind them. Score prediction, well, I think I'll go for 2-1 Brentford. I think it's about time that Ivan scored a goal from open play for us. And also, if he does start again, Jensen could be key, because he showed signs on the other night against City of what he can do. When he puts his mind to it, he can thread a pass through, and he can keep doing that. And I think he might have a little bit more space than he's had just recently as well. And if he can pick out the passes, then we're going to be all right.
Okay, thank you, Doug.
I see my darling daughter joined us.
We've been joined by another guest, my wife, Laura. Hello, thanks for coming on the show. You right, Laura?
Well, I didn't really have a choice, did I? You told me I had to enter.
So go on, give me a score prediction. What do you think the score will be?
Just before Laura starts this, there was a radio program back when I was a kid. So 50 years ago, there used to be broadcasts on a Sunday morning called Freeway Family Favourites or something like that, where the BBC used to connect families by, sort of radio and telephone all around the world. And now look what we got.
We got us bringing some guy in the corner with headphones on. Jay, you just thought it was you today, didn't you? Go on, Laura. What do you think the score prediction will be?
Well, I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet, because he just lets in too many goals, I think. I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 as well. Love to see my boy Sergi score.
Well, when we all, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who scores for Brentford.
Especially one like he did against Arsenal. Thank you.
Go on then, hurry up. Just leave me out then. Well, you can come into my screen now if you want to do a score prediction. Well, you can't.
No,
Ella
never
can't.
mind.
Never mind. All right. So, anything else anyone wants to add regarding this game?
Oh, they play Hey Jude for far too long at the beginning of a match. I get out of breath, man. Fucking hell. I was wedding. Couple times, all right, yeah, but they play it for half an hour before the game starts.
Yeah.
That's how long the song is.
You don't have to play the whole thing.
And
I really
they don't play the original version. They play an abridged version, which always catches the Brentford fans out. Because the second, they always get the second line. Everybody gets it wrong. And also, I love the way the Brentford fans have to count.
Yeah.
They get the next line in the right place.
Yeah.
Ella said, "Hey Jude is amazing." And
Yeah,
Ella's not
absolutely.
coming on, unfortunately. Okay, so I really appreciate yourself, Jay, coming on. Anything you want to add, Jay, about yourself? Where anyone can find you, mate?
No, nothing, mate.
Anything from you, Doug?
No, just I'll see you later.
All right, hold on, don't go yet. Anything
I've
from
only
you,
joined
Laura?
this because I can't get my DVD player to work.
Anything from you, Laura?
Happy New Year. Be safe. Be happy. Be Brentford.
Good.
Absolutely.
All right, before we go, guys, just want to say, coming up on Daddy Nadon, there will be another Brentford preview with Reese and Phil. That will be on within the next few days. There also will be Prem predictions with Mark and Phil. Next week, we will be doing a special FA Cup Prem predictions. There will be 17 games, so a few other people will be getting involved, including Jay. He will be doing an FA Cup prediction for Brentford versus Port Vale. I can see he's so happy about that. But yeah, that's what's coming up on the show. I really enjoy. Thank you for everyone for coming on for the previous stream for Chelsea Liverpool. Thank you to Harnif and Maka, and thank you for Jay, Dougie, and Laura for coming on today. It's been a really good show. We have one more comment. Paul Hobbs, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Paul. Everyone, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll have a Happy New Year to everyone. And let's hope Brentford can get a result. Before we go, very one-word answer. Will Arsenal beat Man City?
No.
Thank you very much, everyone. And have a good New Year. Bye-bye now.
Happy New Year.